Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Octoman, and I will teach you about how to create a Galaga 3D or even 2D game within Unity engine. So in this part, I want to talk about the concept we are actually forming within the game engine and what we need to create, how we need to connect each part with with all the other parts, as well as how to get everything together into this game concept. So let's start with the player. So the player is going to be the spaceship in the bottom of the screen, which is actually moving to the left and to the right. Well, that's basically how it is going to be done in the older version. So there was no free movement and stuff like that. It was only like going left and right. And meanwhile, holding down, for example, or just moving, you could also press another button, an extra button, which is doing the shooting like forward, into the forward direction, upwards, whatever you name it. But what we can do is since we are able to do a 360 movement, we can even do that if we like to. So we have the possibility to move the player through the complete game field, I would say. And if you think this border is going to be the complete play field, then you should be able to take your player and move it around wherever you like to, as well as do some shooting in the direction it is looking. We don't do any rotations. We'll just basically go left and right without any weird things. Maybe we're gonna do some leaning left and right. Well, we'll see that. So the easiest one is going to be the player in this complete concept, since he just shoots forward and tries to hit the enemies with the bullets. And that's basically everything the player needs to do. And of course, does not get hit by any bullets. And whenever it is going to happen, of course, he will explode, lose a life, and restart all over. When we are thinking about the enemies usually come into like these triangles here. They are flying on a specific route or path into the game whenever the game starts, or the round starts, or let's say the wave starts. They're coming from somewhere at first. So where do they come from? Any spawn point we can declare at any position, but best way, of course, outside of the game field. Otherwise they will pop up anywhere, and we don't want that. Also, we need some let's say time in between those waves, so we can actually put the spawn point a bit above, so there's a lot of time into it. Then we're gonna need to declare how many of these ships are going to be come out per, let's say, per level. And this is going to be represented by this complete formation. In total, we're going to have four big ships, which are going to be at the very top over here. In Galaga, it was so that these are going to be like boss ships. They have more health, like a medium, and even more than a small ship, for example. So as you remember, the medium ships are going to be, especially in the first ones, are going to be the wasps. So these wasps are a maximum of 16 inside these rows, so 8 per row over here. And these small ones are going to be those flies in the very beginning, and they're gonna be in a grid of 10 by 2. So 10 in the bottom and 10 in the upper line over here. So what's going to happen here is the system, or we choose how we want them to spawn per level, for example, like how many we want to do, and how should they actually act. So what we can do is we create at first a pass system where these little objects, or our spaceships in this particular case, are flying on this created pass until they hit this point over here, like somewhere in the center of the game field, wherever the last point is. What we also want to do is afterwards we want to navigate those to these slots here, so they are actually automatically arranging themselves and then rotate in the direction that they are looking upwards. So that's how they are acting in Galaga. And that's what we're going to do. We create at first our own pass system, which is going to go until here. Of course, you can put it like the end, like wherever you like to. So whenever they are inside this formation, even before that, the formation itself, which is going to represent the complete formation field, will move to the left and to the right until maybe the screen is hit, or maybe a specific distance from the center of the game field is going to be hit. And after a given amount of time, probably, one or the other spaceship which is still alive and we haven't shot them is going to take, let's say, a diving pass. So this diving pass can be like, can start wherever we want to. We can set this to wherever we want to. And what we say is, after this given amount of time, we take one or the other spaceship and, of course, leave some time in between and let them go and dive maybe on this green pass, the diving pass, until they once again hit the center point, and then they go back and move into the formation. Except, of course, they're not available because they died already, then there is no point into, driving them back into the formation, but clear the formation, for example. And of course, then we're gonna have this losing and winning conditions we're going to talk about, meaning when no spaceships or no enemies are left, and all the 40, this is a complete number of all these, all 40 per formation or per this particular level are destroyed, then we can move on to the next level. So this is basically the win condition. And we are losing, of course, when the player has no lives left. And we also talk about these enemies directly, like giving them some health, how to interact with the bullets we are shooting, how strong are going to be these bullets. Do we want to have some special items to collect, or gold or something else to collect? Then we can do that as well. As of course, when these enemies are moving like downwards, not that they are able to shoot into the direction of the player, for example, or straight down as well. So actually doesn't really matter. So, but this is most of the time what they do whenever they are on diving. Also possible when they are going to be in fly in. We just need to take care that they are looking downwards, or at least a bit downwards, like under the zero line, I would say. So not looking too much up, but down. So it's looking better also for the player itself, for how this shooting behavior is going to become handy. So that is going to be what we are going to create in this course. So I believe we are starting with the pass system because it's going to be the most, the most heavy code wise. And when we have our first passes, we're going to go to the formation. After we have set it up, the formation, we're going to combine these two together so we are able to let them fly on the pass and bring them into the formation and stick to that. And later on, we're gonna go and create those diving passes and giving them the behavior that they're able to dive around and go back into the formation until, of course, the player is down or the ship itself is down. We also, once again, go and take a look at these numbers over here. You can later on, of course, put in any number you like, but in the original Galaga, there haven't been more than 40 spaceships or wasps or flies, whatever they have been, inside one level per round, or per level, actually. So what we're going to do is we create some kind of spawn management system, which is going to take a given amount of number of small ones, medium ones, and big ones per spawn round, I would say, and then we spawn them one after another inside of that, flying in, doing whatever they have to do, wait until everything is corrected in here, and then we let them dive here and there if we like to. So, and all of that, once again, is part of this complete series. So I hope to see you in the next part, and I hope you're going to enjoy this one. Keep in mind, this is actually going to be coding heavy, so if you're a beginner, watch closely whatever I'm typing in. Probably, take screenshots, whatever, and just, look what I'm doing at this point, or at the point of what I'm doing when I'm doing. And so let's get into it, and let's create our Galaga, first Galaga scene, I would say. So stay tuned, and thanks a lot for watching already.